Hi Capricorns, welcome back to your monthly tarot reading with me. I'm Ashley Rose and this is your monthly tarot reading for April 2022. This reading goes for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So anytime throughout this month, throughout this year, you feel drawn, called, pulled to watch this video, there's a message in it for you. We are going to start by pulling 7 cards for an overview of this month, an oracle card, 3 cards for our love life, 3 cards to clarify, and then we will end it with an affirmation. So let's kind of get into it. We start off April with a new moon in Aries, and I really am excited about this energy that's coming in because it feels fresh, it feels new. The last week and a half of March felt really funky. It felt like it felt, and I can see why now, kind of looking back, like it really needed to dig up and confront all of our fears that were standing in the way, all of our expectations, all of these institutions, all of these beliefs that are blocking us from going after what we really want and what we really desire. It had to kind of be center stage for us to really look at it and do something different, right? And so this new moon in Aries comes as a start of a new lunar cycle, so an opportunity to, recharge, reconnect, and refresh what we want. And with it being in Aries, refresh our focus and get ourselves aligned again with what that is, and then so we can better allocate our energy moving forward. I feel like in a lot of my conversations I've been having recently, it feels like we're waking up, right? So we could be feeling, I feel like in a sense, we're also going through this spiritual enlightenment or like rising a little, where we've come out of this fog that we've been feeling that we were in, this transition period these past, 3-4 months. And like the cloud is lifted and we can see, we're like, oh my God, what were we doing? What was going on? I was so lost in my thoughts. Like I wasn't like, now I need to do all these things, right? Or like, now I have the energy, now I have the drive, now I have the motivation. And it's not that we didn't have it before, because honestly, that was super important for us to be able to go dive back in, and it strengthened our connection that we had in ourselves. It strengthened the connection that we have in our intuition, and it allowed us to kind of balance out, I feel like, our thinking mind, our doing mind, like all of these things, to really, again, put everything out on the table and know where we want to go and figure out how we're going to get there. This new moon is freeing ourselves from our fears. And so I love that, again, because it's just getting us back aligned with where we want to go and what we are focusing on and what we're choosing to focus on. April 16th, we have a full moon in Libra, and that comes again to help us balance everything out, because we have all this new energy being in Aries season, coming from this new moon. We set some new intentions. We're excited to start. We're standing in our power and in our bodies I feel like in a more activated way that we've been in a long time, or at least with the pandemic and quarantine, we've just felt down. We've experienced burnout. We've had all these, we've had feeling like we've had brain fog. And now we're finally starting to use our energy again in new ways. And we could be feeling also a little overwhelmed, a little overstimulated. So I feel like this new moon comes to kind of, again, illuminate. Full moon comes to illuminate where we're still a little out of balance, and how important it is to make balance a priority in our life, especially now. Like learning how to do that now before we start, Capricorn, before we start having all of these things come into our space, because big things are coming in, big things are happening, and it's going to be so important for us to be tuned into our connection with ourselves, tuned into balance, and really be operating at like our highest level of achievement. And that's going to come by having the balance, and the balance comes from within. It doesn't come, well, it's in our environment as well, but it needs to be here first before it can be external, right? And so that's why we experienced months or seasons like Aquarius season and Pisces season that were so like expansive in our thoughts and our ideas, that really like had us in this dreamy state of what we were doing, how we were talking. Granted, there's a lot of Pisces placements as well. But it helped us kind of really center in on all those things that we want. And again, activate these new spaces. This full moon in Libra is also going to be illuminating the beauty within us that we're not allowing ourselves to shine yet, or in spaces we're allowing ourselves to shine yet. Does that make sense? So it's like you're a singer, you sing at home in the shower all the time by yourself, but you never let anybody else hear your voice. Or you make music and you don't ever let anybody else like see the music that you've made, right? Small examples, but it's time for us to bring light to those things because there's talents there. Those are things that are within us that are authentic, and we, like my shirt says, we don't waste time not being, it says don't waste time not being you. And that's this month. We are no longer wasting time not being ourselves, and connecting that back to the full moon and this illuminating the beauty. We don't have time to hide and shy away from aspects that are just us, right? So maybe we're good people, we're good people, like extroverted. We're good with other people and social interactions, and it's time, and we've been holding ourselves away because maybe we have fears around that. We've been through some traumas, we've gone through some things in our earlier years that make us scared to build connections with others. And this month, especially that full moon, is going to highlight that, and is going to push us to get out of this comfort zone and to give yourself the permission to go out there and to connect with others, to connect with the work that you're doing, to connect with what lights you up, what fires you up, where this energy is bringing you, so that you can really do something that benefits what you're doing, your desires, and ultimately your heart. Because, and I'm saying your heart because it is so important to work from your heart space and to activate your heart space and allow that to be what leads the way over your head, over your desires. It really is that. It is where we get in touch with our inner child, and our imagination just kind of comes from, right? That lighting up from the inside comes from here, and we have to be open, and we have to be willing to be vulnerable in situations, and again, not waste time not being ourselves, because we just can't do that anymore. Our dreams, our goals, our desires, what we've been working for are calling and asking us to leave that behavior behind. Okay, because at the end of the month, we go into Taurus season, and that is a time for us to really start to get comfortable in the new environments that we're creating, and even comfortable in this authenticity that we're finally allowing to shine out, right? Because we've been sifting and sorting through all of these things we like, we don't like, because I feel like that's what the start of this kind of year is about. It's like, okay, we're going to try new things. We're going to get into new hobbies. We're going to, try new patterns of behavior. We're going to work on our mental health, right? And we're sifting and sorting through all of it. And we have a really good idea and understanding of who we are in this new space. It feels almost like a rebirth of ourselves, right? Like an ego death and into a more authentic version of who we are. And Miss Heidi came to say hey. She agrees. She wanted, I feel like she was sleeping in the room and she woke up just to be a part of this reading. But I digress. It is us, standing in ourselves and our power in a stronger, more confident way, where before we still kind of hid away a little bit, right? We still ducked down like we're singing in the choir, but not doing a solo, right? But it's time for us to do a solo. It's time for us to do those things and start getting comfortable in that space, right? And creating a space that feels like you, that every day when you wake up and you go to it, whatever it is, your art studio, your office at home, your bedroom, your house in general, or your car, a space that feels like you and ignites that within you, which feels a little silly, but it's making me think of when you're a kid and you want to put all those things on your wall that make you feel happy and make you feel in tune to you. That's kind of what it is. Now, if you're not a big decorator and you don't really want to have, a bunch of random pictures on your wall, that's fine, but it's like expressing yourself in new ways and allowing that beauty to be shared in new ways, because that's Taurus as well. They love the beauty, they love the finer things in life, and they love being comfortable in the environments that they're in. If they're uncomfortable, they're not shining their true light, truly. And then we have a new moon in Taurus that happens on April 30th, and I really do kind of like that, because it's a moment to, within this month, really reflect on everything and be like, okay, what worked, what didn't, and what can I start really tending to and helping grow in a bigger way, right? Where we're refreshing ourselves, we're reconnecting to those things, and we're allowing this garden that we've been planting this month with all these seeds that we've been getting from Aries season to, again, really grow and really tend to it, really cultivate something with our creativity that really gets us excited. So let's get into this. We have, at the beginning of our month, we have death. And I love that, because I feel like it is like that ego death that I was talking about, that those fears, the things that just aren't working, aren't serving anymore, it's time to let them go and kind of let them die and fall away. Like, this card seems scary, but no one's actually going to be dying. It's just a death to what was, who we were and who we were trying to be, the expectations we were trying to live up to, the ideas that, we had for ourselves that were based off of other people's perceptions and even like society's perception of what we should be doing, right? Like, I need to have this much money, I need to have this kind of car, I need to have a house by the time I'm this age, right? Like, we all have our own individual journeys and your own timeline and internal clock, and that's what we need to start, or not even what we need to start, what we are starting to listen to, instead of all of these like structures and things that were put in place by institutions that aren't us, right? And so this soldier's coming, and I love that he's like, a skeleton, because it feels like, just like, I feel like that's kind of how we feel right now, like a skeleton of who we were before, and we're allowing ourselves to kind of be rebirthed and like shed that old skin. But he's protected. He's got armor all over him, and he's on this white horse, which is signaling like purity and peace, and I feel like just good protection, and like his armor being protection as well, that you can trust this journey forward, because it's allowing you to, again, be reborn with this rose here on the flag, be reborn and be born into who you truly are, right? Like, I feel like these match very well together. And this, I like that the barbed wire is like the heart, because it's like the protecting your heart so that you can allow what you really love to come out, and not protecting in a constricting way, but in a like, I'm gonna hold my boundary and I'm gonna follow what I see for myself, right? Because when we follow this forward, it goes to this place of enlightenment, the sun back here, that inner child, that imagination, that creativity that allows you to build new in the space that was created around you, because you let the things go that just aren't serving no more. And when we do that, we bring ourselves to this place with the Page of Pentacles, where we are ready to learn and experience new things. And we're willing to make mistakes, because we know that we don't have all the answers and we haven't made it all the way through. We're still like in the midst of our journey, but we're willing to try new things and to get in touch with our creativity in a way that heals us, and the way that like shows us the path forward, in terms of our work and finances, in our relationships, in the way that we feel security and stability within our life, because he's holding this pentacle in his hand. And I always, like, in the page and in the knight, and even the queen and the court cards, I'll just say, when they're holding this pentacle, it just feels like their power, and they see it and they appreciate it. And that's you, because you were willing to go off and make destruction of everything that isn't working for you, and to hold what's true to you, and to not let anybody else waver you or distract you or take you away from what you want. You appreciated it, that you're going to do something with it, and it's going to be something important, it's going to be something impactful, it's going to be something that really speaks to who you are and what's on the inside. And this is earth sign, so this is Capricorn, this is you. And he's symbolized here as like a young child, because he's still got some stuff to learn. There's still this mountain in the background, so there's still some things that we're going to experience and something that we're going to learn along the way. But we see the value in ourselves, and we honor the value within ourselves. And with this red hat scarf on top is your desires. You're allowing that to be what your mind is focusing on. You're allowing your desires to be, what you're building. You're not allowing your doubts. You're not allowing your anxiety. You're not allowing any fear. You're allowing your desires, your passions, what lights you up when you get up in the morning. And I love that, because it takes you to this space of like this bigger picture. I feel like you can see it here. It's like him holding it. You're like, oh my God, I can see it. And then it's actually, sorry, it's backwards, that's actually happening here with this 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is like the big picture that you see for yourself in your head. This is goals, this is achievement, this is coming back home after a long day's work, looking around at your kingdom, being inside of it, right? Like in a lot of the other cards, we can see it in the background, right? Like even back here, like, oh, I'm going to enlightenment, or in like the 8 of Pentacles, you can see it behind him, or the 8 of Swords, you can kind of see it behind him, but it's like you are here. You have made it. You put in the work. You trusted your experience. You honored yourself. You honored your power. You honored your light, and you made it. 10 is a crossroads. So you have the opportunity this month to choose to move forward, to push yourself out of your comfort zone, to get rid of what's been standing in your way, to take a good look at the fears and the blocks that you've placed in your own path, or you can stay where you are and keep wishing and not allow this destruction to happen. And I say destruction, but it's not like it's going to be like chaotic and you're like, oh, but it's like you allow those things to go away with ease. You're not fighting them, you're not controlling them, you're not constricting them. You understand that it's not for you, so you're letting it go, right? And we're in this place of just peace. And when we look at 10, it reduces to 1. And any number with 0 after it, the 0 kind of like emphasizes the 1. So this is a new beginning. This is being a magician in your life, harnessing your energy and creating life from that. What you see internally, you create externally. And I love this for Capricorns, because once you set your mind to something, you get to work and it freaking comes to manifestation. And I love that. I am so inspired by that energy that you're willing to go out there and just be a worker bee and make it happen. Oh, it's amazing. And you have this creative ability that is just, I love it. I'm, again, inspired very much by it. But it emphasizes, like that 0 emphasizes the front. So magician, 100%, a pioneer on his own path, right? Like, look at, you're not here with anybody else, even in the rest of the cards. There's people in each one, but it's just, well, there's one with some other ones, but it's really centered around you and what you're doing in this path that you're paving for yourself. And so when we look up to success or other people that are doing things, it can't even compare. You can't even compare because you're doing something different. And the different is what's going to bring you the success that you've been working towards. So it's going to be important this month, because in the middle of your reading, we have the High Priestess. And, oh, I love that. I love that so much, because even your Oracle card is Priestess. Like, come on, we are getting in touch and we are connecting, and you're allowing yourself to be connected in a deeper way. And oh, I love that. Yes, you're really tapping into something extraordinary for yourself, because you're this faith, this trust, this surrender in what's going on around you is helping you have the confidence to lead your life without fear, to lead your life with an internal knowing, with your internal guidance system showing your way, your intuition leading you, right? Like, again, with this death that happens, that comes in, like, gets things out of your way, this isn't something that is, I feel like, even disruptive to you, maybe a little, but once you think about it, and once you have time to like kind of think about it and process it, you realize that it was for the better and it was happening for you, and you are where you need to be, that you are sitting in between your higher self and your ego, and you are, being the conduit between those things. You're not allowing your higher self to unground you from this situation, but you're also not allowing your ego to derail you from all the success and all the work that you've put in, right? All the hard work that you have really been devoting yourself to and dedicating to. That's what this is right here. Sorry. And this 2 is the number for connection, the number for balance. I mean, like, I feel like in every single reading, balance has been brought up, and not even just because there's that full moon in Libra that's talking about balance, but it has been brought up that, like, again, balance is just so important in making sure our connections have balance within them. If we feel that, we're talking to somebody, or we're in some type of business relationship conversation, and we can feel that imbalance, that's going to be a signal that we shouldn't, maybe shouldn't go forward with wherever we are. But within the balance is where we're going to find the peace and the clarity, right? 2 is connection. It's our relationships. Pay attention to the relationships around you. You're going to be forming and building a lot of important and solid relationships that are going to really serve you well in the future. So again, be open and pay attention to them. Sorry, I feel like this reading is going long, but there's so many good things. What else? There's pomegranates on this sheet behind her, being like, that is, fruit of your labor. The hard work that you're putting in is really growing, and it's going to, again, serve you well for the future. So I don't worry about this, but don't, veer off your path. I mean, you're I feel like what we see right now is that you're very focused and you're moving forward, but just a reminder, she's got moons on her hat or on her crown. So just a signal to her connection with, her spirit and the divine. And then what else can I say about her? There's a bunch of blue and just, again, clarity, intuition, allowing that to be the center of anything that's going on this month. That when you think back, or you're having a hard time, or you're going through uncomfortable emotions, to center yourself into your intuition and listen to where you're being called to go. Because after that, we have the world, and we really complete this cycle of doubt, of worry, of, again, expectation, or even I feel like there's I don't want to say anger, but kind of getting upset when things don't go our way, right? Expectations. And with this high priestess, we're learning how to move more with the flow and to move through life with ease and to have fun with that, because we're reaching a moment of achievement, of, a cycle coming to an end and a new beginning about to start. And I love this because it feels freeing. And she's sitting in this middle of this wreath, with this wreath being this energy of protection and this energy of healing around her. And then with her being naked, it's again, your authenticity, your power, this not wasting time, not being you. You're allowing that to flow through you effortlessly. And just like the magician, she has 2 wands in her hand. So again, emphasizing the connection you have to your energy and the power to create this new beginning and to physically manifest all of your dreams and everything coming together, because you took the time to learn and to balance out each element within you. That's amazing. And then after that, we have the 7 of Swords and strength. So we're not fighting people. We're not manipulating the situation. We're not playing games. We're not proving that we can do this, that we're strong enough. We know that we have the strength, and we are freeing ourselves from those types of behaviors, those types of thoughts, those types of limiting beliefs, because that's what was holding us back before. The continuing to involve ourselves in conflict that wasn't for us, right? And trying to prove where we need to be. Who sees us, who supports us, who honors us, and also can see our vision will be proven to us this month, and anybody else can kind of out of the way. And there's really no reason to worry about them, because they either don't see the vision, or they don't understand it, and it's not for them to understand right now. But again, you have the strength, the courage, and the confidence to continue moving forward. And I just love this. I love this reading. I think it's one of my favorite ones so far, seriously, because there is so many things going on for you, Capricorn. You are tuned in, turned on to who you are, and just allow that to lead the way through. Calm the mind. Strength's also talking about calming that beast within us. Calm your ego in times of uncertainty, or when things maybe aren't going as we might have planned or originally thought. And just find strength in knowing that everything's happening the way that it should be, and your intuition is guiding you exactly where you need to be. And when you come back to your source and you ignite that, again, that inner child, because I feel like this yellow is reminding me of the sun right now, and you just get creative with it, and you allow yourself to have fun and be in the moment and be present with what you're doing, you're going to find a lot more, again, happiness and ease there than trying to fight, control, and figure out why it didn't happen. Yes. And at the bottom, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So just freeing ourselves from any type of, let me talk about it really quick. The Ace of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's some opportunity within work that maybe didn't go the way that we wanted to. And it caused some, unhappy thoughts, some negative ideas in our minds, and kind of hurt us a little bit. But we have the opportunity to free ourselves from that this month and really put us on the right track financially. And again, look to the support of those that are around you, that see you, that honor the work that you're doing in, because that's where we're going to find freedom. That's where we're going to find safety and security. and ultimately, again, the place that we want to be. Because those people that may be harming us, that don't see our potential, again, they're not for us, and they're not for us to continue to try to claim our worth or to convince them that we are worthy of their attention. Our oracle card is Priestess, and is, how are you being called to step up and lead? Yes, you are you're natural leaders, Capricorns. Like, if this was an office, you'd be a manager and you'd be leading everybody, right? Like, you are natural leaders, so you are being called to step up and lead. How are you choosing to do that? Are you choosing to do that with your intuitively, and by guidance of yourself, your higher self, or are you choosing to maybe allow your negative ideas and thoughts and maybe your ego to lead the way? I don't feel like that's the case, but let's read this. I love that she's got this sphinx. She's also got wings. I feel like a butterfly, transformation. There's this pyramid giving me balance again between our mind, body, and spirit. Let's see what this has to say. Okay, Priestess. The Priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward to. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for the exact same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up, embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Yes! Stop worrying about everybody else that doesn't. There's a whole tribe out there waiting for you to step up and lead so that they can come to you, right? Like, come on, be the leader. It's time. All right, let's go into your love reading. We have let your friends help you. Wow, can I just say, like, there's so much talk. Even here, I feel like in this picture, there's a bunch of people gathering. People, family, soul tribe, who you're supposed to be with, the people that you're supposed to be leading. Sometimes you are forging your own path so that other people can follow in the footsteps of your own path, right? Like, you have to do these things and go out on your own and make new decisions and try stuff so that other people can be inspired by you and do the same thing. Does that make sense? And I feel like even this, like, let your friends help you is kind of telling you to, like, open up to the support that's around you and pay attention to who is here. Because with this card, it says ask for and accept support from others. We have the Ace of Pentacles, again, talking about work. So in reference to our love life, there could be someone within our work that we have some romantic potential with. But even this is an opportunity for just a new focus or a new healthy relationship, because Pentacles have to do with relationships as well. We have, this one's making me laugh. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Four of Cups. You're getting everything this month, and you're like, yeah, I have everything, but I don't have that relationship I've been wanting. Like, LOL. But the universe is still giving it to you. Like, look. It's like, okay, here you are, because I am proud of you for being you and stepping out and not letting anybody else try to tell you who to be, how to act, how to respond within any industry that you're working in, and just do it, right? So I love that. And then we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. The Page of Wands. Yes, it's the Page of Wands because it's new and it's exciting and it's full of passion and full of desire. So pay attention to fire signs, earth signs. I mean, honestly, you have options. Water signs, even some air. But, I'm really excited about this because you're allowing yourself to be open in new ways. And sometimes that can be hard for Capricorn, but you see the importance in it and you're allowing it to kind of unfold. And so that could feel a little scary and a little hard at first, but I feel as you move through this month, it's going to be really easy. And kind of allow this relationship that's coming in. Like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be filled with passion. It could be very sexy. And again, it's going to be something that makes you feel secure and stable, and it's something that you've been asking for. So when it comes in, don't push it away. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Now we're going to get into our affirmation. If you would like to know more about me or what I have going on, you can go to ashleyrose.com. You can follow me on Instagram as well. That's Ashley Rose Tarot. The links are in the description box for that. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel because I love having you guys here. And we've been growing slowly but surely. And I love this. Like, it's like my little hobby, but I love that I have you guys here with me. So our affirmation is, believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming even when I can't see the result. Come on. That's like all of this. That's like literally all of this. Oh, I love that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Believe in your spiritual guidance and allow that to give you the freedom that you've been looking for, the freedom that you need to be yourself. You're asking everybody else, or you have been asking everybody else to give you the permission, to give you the freedom to do what you want to do, and they might be telling you no. You give yourself that permission. You are doing it this month, not them, okay? That's where I'm leaving it. I love you, Capricorn. I can't wait to see how the rest of April unfolds for you, and I will catch you guys later in the daily tarot readings.